I was dealing with so many things, and the people around me just didn't understand. And that lack of understanding equated to me as them not caring about me or them not loving me. So I always felt like, you know what, I have to really love me if nobody else is gonna do it. I have to really make sure I tell myself on a regular, girl, you're just too cute to be dealing with the problems. You are too intelligent to have to deal with. You're too beautiful for. You like I really had to pump my own self up, and by doing that, I put myself in a position where I'm not settling for anything. When I got married, I didn't initially get married to settle in my relationship. We were on the same page. We had a plan in our minds of what we wanted, um, if we were going to have children, where we wanted to live, what we wanted to do with our careers. Like, there was a plan in place. Now, the problem is that things don't always go to plan. Stuff happens. And stuff did happen. And all the plans that we had went clean out the window. It happens. And now I had to go my way. He went his way. And we had to move on with our lives and figure out something else and make plans elsewhere. And at that point, I really had to work on some things because I could love myself all day long. Just because I love me doesn't mean that I don't have problems. I very much had problems. I did not believe in marriage anymore. I had an issue with relationships. And I'll tell you why. Because I was always told that you're supposed to graduate high school and then go to college, you get your degree, and then you get married, and then you have the children, and you have your careers, and I'll be a stay-at-home mom until the kids are old enough to go to school, and then I'll go and get my career going then, and I'll have my business, and you'll have your this. Like, everything was just to the letter written out. And I was told that it was supposed to be to the letter written out just like that. And it did not work. But I know some people who have, done it in the opposite direction. Because I just recently saw a video of a young lady who was going off the deep end because she was like, I'm always telling people, you need to get that ring. You need to settle down to be married before you start having children, before you start doing this, before you start making promises, before you blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to settle down. You got to be in a relationship, or it's not. If he decides he wants to walk away, well, here's the thing. If somebody decides to walk away, they're going to walk away whether you're married, dating, you got no kids, you got 4 kids. If it gets to the point where you want to walk away, it's not as easy to walk away when you're married to somebody because, there's paperwork and money involved. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be done. It very much so can be done. And I know some people who have done this in the opposite. They have had their children first. I know a young lady who, her and her man had 3 kids. They were together for 12 years before they got married. And have been together for what feels like ever. I know somebody else, 20 years in their relationship, 4 children before they ever even got married. And are extremely happy. As a matter of fact, I think they've been together about 25 years now. I know some other people, same situation. They had their kids before they got married. And then they eventually decided to go ahead and get married. They're still together and they're quite happy. I know several stories that are like that. And it's not to say that I don't know some people who did this and the relationship didn't work out, but I know several people who did. Just like I know people who did things the way I did. I got married first, then I had my children, and we were, focusing on getting the kids to the point where they were off to school, and then we could focus on careers. And it didn't work out. But now I'm in a relationship that is very much working out. And we handle our business together, and, we have the conversations that I didn't have in my first marriage. And this is very much working out. And we're very happy with each other. it, there's no, just like I always tell people, there's no rule book to parenting. There is also no rule book or no guidebook to dating that works for everyone. Now, I know there's relationship books out there and everybody wants to tell you what you can and can't do in your relationship. It doesn't always work. For some people, it works better in the reverse. For some people, yes, they have to have, the marriage before the carriage and all this other foolishness. Like, it really just depends on the people involved. It really depends on the situation. There's no way to say that, oh, this will definitely work where this won't. And then I'm sorry, but there are some people who are married who they really shouldn't be. They're together. They've been together. The marriage is horrible. And outwardly, it looks amazing. And then one day you accidentally get to see it from the inside and you realize, this is not the business. Now, see, my relationship, you don't see it outwardly or on the inside because we keep it away from the public. Nobody else's business, especially since we both do things, between my podcast and what he does musically and what we have getting ready to come up. You've slowly been seeing things kind of pop up and hints at some other things that we have going on because of where the direction this is going. We're becoming public people, and becoming a public figure, you can't just have your relationship on Front Street. And what I mean by public figures is we're doing more things where we have to be on social media more. We're doing more things where people that I do not know are following and asking questions and tuning in, and it's starting to get to a point where we're both getting more and more people. I've even had people from overseas who have, asked me to do certain topics and have asked if he's going to do shows overseas. Like, it's getting to the point where the public is starting to know our names a little bit more. And we want to keep building that until people really know who we are and enjoy what it is that we do. Because we're out here trying to bring spoken word and music and life coaching and trying to bring it all together to help people heal, to give you a place where you can just get rid of your stress for a little while, where you can sit and listen to me run off at the mouth and you might learn something. Or you can sit and listen to the music we play and it helps you to relax. It helps you to calm down. Like, we're just trying to help people to de-stress. Like, just as people in general right now, we're so stressed, and especially with what's going on and people trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. And even before there was a COVID-19, folks stressing, they got 2 jobs, they don't know how they're going to feed their families. Like, there's just so much on us that we're just trying to have our little corner where we can help people just relax for a little while. And we're going to build upon this. It's going to be something great, but we're doing this for the people. And when you have to start dealing with a lot of strangers, the last thing you want is your relationship on Front Street because everybody feels the need to try to be a part of it. So our relationship is not public. However, for those whose relationships are publicly known, they're known as these great, wonderful relationships. And like I said, you mess around and you see some of these people privately and you realize this whole situation, your wife, your husband, your kids, like, this whole situation is horrific. And it didn't look like that before you set foot into it and saw it up close and personal. Like, it looked amazing. It looked sparkly and beautiful, and it was shiny. And then I got up close to it and realized, yeah, it's not sparkly and shiny. Actually, it's rusted and looks like a nasty shade of gray. Like, we have this thing where we put things on social media to try to make things look great. And my social media posts are typically about how just to motivate other people. Because I have days where things just aren't great. And then I have days like today where things are just beyond great. That's life. Nothing is perfect every single day. But with that being said, life should not be a constant struggle every day and then you have to fake happiness when other people see you. And there are people in these bad situations that swear on a stack of pancakes that they are the happiest they've ever been. And I don't believe it. But I don't live with you. So it's not my business. But I don't believe that there's happiness there. You don't even look happy. I'm looking at you. You look depressed. The situation feels depressing. But you say you happy in your depressed situation? Be happy. Do you. Because I don't have to be a part of this. I don't have to live. I don't have to sleep with. I don't have to deal with any of this situation other than because these aren't even people who are friends of mine. These are people who are acquaintances who we spoke to each other on, business only type situations. But I've gotten to know them, gotten to know their spouses, gotten to know their children, and no, it's not the move. But if you're happy with it, you like it, I love it. Because I don't have to live with it. And I wouldn't. Because I realize that I have to do things that are going to be best for me. People used to always judge the fact that I will quickly walk away from and shut down relationships. You want people to just do what you want them to do. No. I want you to do what you would do. I just don't want you to do what you would do and try to bring harm to me in the process. I have myself, my babies. I can't have you doing things that are going to bring harm to me or my family. And before I let you disturb my peace or potentially put my babies in a bad position, I'm out. And I can't, I can't have my peace disturbed. Life is already full of chaos as it is. The last thing I need when I'm already trying to work hard, pay bills, keep a business going, raise children, keep the dog from biting my oldest child because the two of them have an issue with each other. In the midst of all that, the last thing I need is somebody else coming into my life and trying to disrupt or trying to bring me down. You will not disturb my peace. And that's why I absolutely love my relationship, because I can be his peace when life gets stormy. He can come to me, and he actually thanked me for this just recently, and I absolutely love him. But I can be his peace. I can be the calm when everything else is rocky. And I have a tendency, if you haven't figured it out by now, to be a little over the top. And he knows how to keep me in balance. And that's why you'll periodically see me put up messages. Be his peace. And he will be your balance. But you cannot be his peace if you're trying to be his past. You can't balance her out if you're too busy trying to figure out how to tightrope your way into her life by tightroping across what her man used to do. You can't be who you were meant to be in that person's life, if that's who you were even meant to be. Say that. You can't be who you were meant to be in that person's life if you're too busy trying to be somebody else. If I wanted my ex, I would be with my ex. I am with you because you are the person that I want to be with. Let that be enough. And if you are dealing with somebody where what you bring to the table is